Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a new spread as we go into the month of February, and I want to apologize for last week's video. I actually had a longer video. It was 33 minutes and I assumed that I had exported it overnight, and then the next morning I thought the job was done and I went and delete to make more space on my phone, and I didn't have all my content. So thank you for coming back. I hope that you will stay around and watch today's video. Today's video will be about going into the month of Black History Month, and also sharing some updates on my pelvic floor therapy, and see you in just a moment when I start to plan. Okay, welcome back to my channel, and let's go ahead and get it started. I am very excited about this week's spread. It will be January 30th through February the 5th. As I said, we're going into Black History Month. Also, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I just want to go ahead and get in the mood. I have on my shirt here that I made using my Cricut. I don't know if you'll see it, but it says Black History Month. So let's go. So the theme for this spread is going to be Africa and Black history, different events, or not necessarily events, but different themes that goes with that. So I hope you stay tuned, because I'm going to be using my distressed ink, and I'm going to also be embossing on this spread. So I'm very excited about that. A quick hack. I have a Cricut, and also use my Cricut, of course, to make my shirts and designs and things like that. But I had an idea last night that I would use my Cricut to cut out the continent of Africa for me. I love tracers. I like the plastic tracers that we used to use in elementary and middle school. I love tracers. I have a lot of them, actually. However, there aren't any shapes of Africa or any really tribal African-like things. So I used my Cricut today, and I cut out two continents of Africa, and then I also printed out Stand for Justice. So I'm excited to use this on my spread, instead of just using like a row here of color like I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Instead, I'll just color in my cutouts I have here to create the design there, and it will still be quite a bit of white on the page. So let's go ahead and get started with doing the distress ink. So how I envision this is to put down a green color and then put some black on top. So the main color will be green for this Stand for Justice. I want the right side of it to be more of a vibrant green, and this is Mode Elan green with the distressed. And then I'm going to use black from the edge out. Let's see. So on the left side where it says Stand for Justice, I'm going to just kind of dab it first. It's great. I'm going to start over here, putting that black in there, Stand for Justice. Kind of making it almost like a fade or something. And you guys, I'm not perfect, but I just have a vision. So there is that. And then I want to make my Africa continents orange. And so this is called Abandoned Coral, but I believe if you make it darker, it will turn more orange. So I'm gonna start in the middle. This is the closest color I have to orange. And then I want to do it over here. So on my first vlog, I had a nice lady leave me a comment about how she enjoyed me talking about self-care and how I combine the self-care with my planning spread for the week. And that was encouraging to hear because, I mean, like, I just feel like, what am I going to get on here and talk about? Not necessarily that I had to talk about that, but I just didn't want it to be boring. And since I use my planners in a real life way, I felt, why not talk about the things that I'm planning for the week? So that week happened to be pelvic floor therapy, and it's like, why not talk about it? So thank you to the lady who left me that comment. It was very encouraging to get that feedback. But since then I've had another pelvic floor therapy session this week, and it really went well. Like we did some exercises, and I got my equipment that she asked for me to get for home, you know, to use at home so I can do my therapy at home. One of the things is like a cushion that I'm sitting on right now. And since I'm here at my desk a lot of the day, most of the time, I can be having some sort of treatment or therapy going on while I'm at my desk. So I brought the supplies that she asked me to bring, and we went over those things, and we also did some exercises. And I tell you what, when I came home, it didn't hit me what I was doing or what had happened, but when I came home after having lunch with a friend, I came in my office and I right away started to clean things up in here. And before I knew it, I was at my desk working on my second novel that I'm writing. And I hadn't planned to write anything, right? And I told my husband, like, oh my God, you won't believe what I did today. I actually cleaned my office, and I sat at my computer and I wrote 1,000 words. And he was like, wow, you know. And then later in the evening, I was listening to a book called Wild Feminine. I have to get you the link to the book, but it's an amazing book. And so anyway, she was given exercise number 1, I believe in chapter 4, and I was listening to it, and she was talking about all the benefits of pelvic floor therapy, and how when you do the therapy, you're generating energy in your womb and your pelvic floor area, and that energy creates creativity, and then, you know, it excites you to dance and become active, and to relax and unwind, literally. And so basically, after therapy, I came home and I saw the benefits, unaware of what was happening, because I could have easily just came home and just relaxed. I had a really busy weekend, but instead I came in my office, and it was like, surprise, let's do some writing. So of course the writing, you know, to get 1,000 words, that includes brainstorming, going over your notes. And someone like myself, It's been a while since I've written anything because my schedule is so busy. We just came off the holidays. And to be honest, I'm loving the creativity with the planning that I've been doing. Oh, this looks so pretty. That, you know, I'm like, I'll get to it. I trust myself to finish my book. I have already written 100,000 words on this particular project. I see this project coming to pass and finished. However, it's just with my reality, it's been a little difficult. So I accredit pelvic floor therapy to getting my wheels to turning and becoming more creative, becoming more free. It felt like literally freedom. I was telling my husband right after the session that I had, oh wow, that is so pretty. I was telling him right after the session that I had that I felt like I could turn a cartwheel. And each session, I've never felt like so free, if that makes sense. So unwound. And I feel rejuvenated. I feel enthused. And then also, I don't want to do anything to mess it up. The first particular week I had pelvic floor therapy, I felt great after my appointment. I can't remember what I did, but later in the night, my kids got in trouble for something, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to just undo everything that I did today in pelvic floor therapy because I'm stressed out. And when we do get stressed, we tense up. And as I'm becoming aware of how tense I am almost all the time, it makes me want to be mindful and aware of what's going on and breathing through whatever stressors I have, disappointments I have, frustrations. Those things are going to come and those things are going to happen. But when you're working on something, you know, for yourself and your like your deep work, your inner work for real, like we can go and exercise, run, jog, you know, we can also watch what we eat and be on a diet and do nutrition. I'm not on a diet, and I am doing nutrition things and watching what I eat and being more mindful. But however, when I work on those deep muscles that I never paid attention to, and I realize how much a benefit it is to relax, it's like, I don't want to mess that up. No, let's not mess that up. Let's not stress. Let's not go all the way there. And I also feel like in the Bible where it says, out of your belly should flow living waters, like literally, me coming in here and writing a whole chapter was living waters. I gave my book life. The book continues on. It gave me life. It gave me creativity. I was coming from a more authentic place, a more, I guess you would say it's like where we should be, but we're not. It was like coming from a creative center like home. So get you some pelvic floor therapy. Listen to some podcasts about pelvic floor. I would encourage, get a book or audio book, whatever you can do to think about your inner health. And let me know in the comments if you're considering it or if you're doing it, or you can come back and let me know in the comments that you did it. So next I'm going to do some embossing, and I'm new to the embossing world. I'm not perfect, but I like to have fun, and I'm going to show you guys how to emboss using a technique that I was shown, and also you guys can see how fun it is. So with this whole theme of Black History Month, I was also thinking about adding some rainbows, which are really popular right now. Hence, I got a rainbow on my shirt. But at first I wasn't a big fan of the rainbows, but now I'm starting to like them. And so I'm going to add these to my page for Black History Month, and I'm going to make them black rainbows. And yeah, that's different, black rainbows, but I think that it's some symbolism there. I think that it tells a story. I think that it encourages us to go on and accept that we are different and we are unique. And so that's the abstract meaning for the black rainbows on here. So with embossing, you have to get some Versamark. So it looks like a stamp pad. I'm gonna take my stamp. I've put it onto an acrylic block where the textualized side is facing up and I can rub my fingers on it. It almost feels like a thumbprint. So I'm gonna put the Versamark into the embossing pad, get it good and wet, and then I'm gonna stick it where I want it to go. So I want her to go here. And so, hope I don't mess anything up. So I'm gonna do one at a time because I'm nervous. So then this is the embossing powder here. You can get this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby's or your favorite craft store. You take the embossing powder and you put it onto the clear design. You kind of pour it on there. And I hope I don't get much of this on my clothes today. You can let it sit on there. And then here's my embossing tool. It's a heating tool. The heat comes out the front tip. And so we're gonna blast it on there after we remove the excess embossing powder. So in real time, you're gonna see how this works. It's really fast. It may seem kind of long the first time you do it. So I'm gonna plug it up. I'm gonna turn my heat on and let it go. It's gonna be loud, but it's about 30 seconds to heat up. And so when it's heating up, I'm gonna dump off the excess embossing powder, and I'm gonna put another rainbow here. I might put another one, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and get started. So I use a brush to brush away all the excess. And a little blow here or there just to be careful of what I just put down on the powder. So I kind of ran my fingers a little up here in the front where I can feel how hot it is. And I can tell that it's hot. So I'm going to pick it up. You don't want to really put your hand on the back of the embossing part of the fan, so be careful. So then you just put the embossing right on top of the paper, and you will start to see the powder do this melting effect. And so when it's done that, it's done. So I'm gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna dump off my excess. Oh wow, I got 2 rainbows. I was unsure that the other one stuck on there. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, so yeah, I have 2 rainbows. Oh my God, I think it'll still be fine. It's on there, I can't do anything about it. And that's the thing with art. It's messy, but it's fun and you learn as you go. I didn't think I got much of a print, but I actually do. So the purpose of embossing is to give your paper like this liquefied texture that is raised a little bit off of the page. So when you emboss something, whether you write with a pen and you want to emboss your own handwriting, you should be able to rub on the paper or the card that you may be mailing a friend for happy birthday, and you can actually feel the texture feel the print. So I'm gonna go ahead and melt this here, and so you guys can see my two rainbows. Turn it on. And so when you put the heat to it, it starts to do this like liquefying thing, and it gets darker. And you can also emboss from behind the page if you want to be careful not to make your page warp. So that is embossing. So we have two rainbows, unfortunately, but this one is the prettier one. Okay, and so I'm gonna move this embossing powder out of my way so I don't get it on my clothes. Okay. And like, there is some on my desk still, but that's art. That's art for you. Just as long as no heat gets to it, I should be able to wipe it away. When the heat gets to the powder, then everything becomes permanent. Okay, so I have everything there. So since I'm using this African print for going into February, let me see if I give you some more light. So I went ahead and I did like, I used Happy Planners clear sheets to kind of plan out my thing. So I have it here on this clear sheet planned out how I want it to go. So I'm going to peel off my stickers and get them onto the page. Actually, okay. Okay, so this goes over there. So earlier when before I came on here, I was playing with this to see how I would like everything before I put it onto the page. For time's sake. So I got these stickers of this lovely lady in her African attire from Etsy, and I'll put the link there for you. I'll put the link in the description box if you want to shop that Etsy shop and maybe find something of your own that you might like. But I thought she was gorgeous, and I just couldn't pass her up. So I also got these jewels from the Dollar Tree, and I felt like that they were African inspired. Here at my local Joann's, I was talking to the cashier about my obsession with stickers, and she told me, hey, go to the Dollar Tree in my town. It's just right up the street, and they have tons of great stuff. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I scooped up some things that I really, really like. Yeah, so and I did sort of the same for the next page. On camera, it feels so funny trying to get these stickers off, but I promise in real life it's not bad. Because I'm making it see. So this sticker says, dream bigger, love bigger. And I have another one of her that I'm going to put right here in this area. Okay, and then of course putting some more jewels. Oh, and since I messed up that one rainbow, because I was considering putting the jewel there, I'm gonna just tuck it down below. Well, I'm gonna cover up my mistake a little bit there. And of course, it's always a crazy and busy week, right? There is no way around it. I also like this sticker. It says, no rain, no flowers. I thought that was pretty cool for Black History Month inspo. And to give this beautiful woman her flowers. I'm gonna thumb through my happy planner and see if there's anything that I might want to add to this. I mean, I don't really want to take too much away from what I already have going on. So this is a black and white palette. It's called, what is this one called? Wild Styled by Happy Planner. I'm gonna look for something like Stay Wild or something like that. So I found one Stay Wild black sticker. Put it there. Okay, and so next, the only thing left to do, I think this one is pretty much done. I don't want to take too much away from it, is to add my plans for the week. So I'm gonna pause it right here and get a quick picture before the pen, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I went ahead and wrote down all my important things for the week, my appointments for this week on their designated days. Yeah, I have things like the Geek Squad coming out to repair my dryer. Of course, volleyball practice. I have avocado here to remind me of my nutrition appointment that I have on Thursday on Zoom. My kids also have a dental appointment on Thursday. My daughter is having some girl time with a friend. And then I'm so happy that the weekend of the 4th and 5th is actually going to be a free weekend for my family. No volleyball, no practice. So I'm looking forward to doing fun things and getting us out the house, maybe, for some family time or some family time at home. We really need a break, and we also really need some fun. So thank you so much for watching my video this week. I hope you come back and have a great weekend. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. I went ahead and wrote down all my important things for the week, my appointments for this week on their designated days. Yeah, I have things like the Geek Squad coming out to repair my dryer. Of course, volleyball practice. I have avocado here to remind me of my nutrition appointment that I have on Thursday on Zoom. My kids also have a dental appointment on Thursday. My daughter is having some girl time with a friend. And then I'm so happy that the weekend of the 4th and 5th is actually going to be a free weekend for my family. No volleyball, no practice. So I'm looking forward to doing fun things and getting us out the house, maybe, for some family time or some family time at home. We really need a break, and we also really need some fun. So thank you so much for watching my video this week. I hope you come back and have a great weekend. Thank you.